What do you see when you look in the mirror? Do you see the wrinkles you try to hide, or the smile you wear for the world? Most of us spend our entire lives polishing the surface, trying to present a version of ourselves that is flawless and shiny. But there is another kind of mirror, one that doesn't reflect your skin, but the metal of your soul. We often think that control means avoiding the fire of life. But in reality, true strength, your integrity, is only born in the heat. In a village known for its steel, there lived a legendary blacksmith named Master Aris. He was known not for his swords, but for his mirrors. They were not made of glass. They were made of polished, high-carbon steel. It was said that Aris's mirrors showed the person you were becoming. Not just the person you were. One day, a wealthy and powerful nobleman named Lord Valerius arrived at the forge. Valerius was handsome, wore the finest silks, and was admired by everyone for his status. He was a man who felt he was in total control of his destiny. "Blacksmith," he demanded, "make me the finest mirror in the land. I want a surface so perfect that it reflects my greatness for generations to come." Aris nodded and invited Valerius to watch the process. The nobleman expected to see the blacksmith polishing a finished sheet of metal. Instead, he saw Aris pick up a raw, ugly, rusted lump of iron. Aris thrust the iron into the white-hot coals of the forge. Valerius watched as the metal turned glowing red, then blinding orange. "Why do you torture the metal?" Valerius asked. "To make it pure," Aris replied. "Without the fire, the impurities stay hidden inside. The fire forces the weakness to the surface." Then Aris pulled the glowing iron out and began to strike it with a massive hammer. Clang, clang, each blow was violent and precise. Valerius flinched at the sound. "You are breaking it," he cried. "No," Aris said, sweat dripping from his brow. "I am shaping it. Each strike is a lesson. Each blow removes the empty spaces within. This is the tempering process. Without the hammer, the metal is just a lump. With the hammer, it becomes a tool." Finally, after hours of heating and striking, Aris plunged the metal into a vat of cold oil. Smoke hissed and billowed. Then he spent days grinding and polishing the surface until it was as smooth as still water. When it was finished, Aris handed the mirror to Valerius. The nobleman looked into it, expecting to see his handsome face. But he gasped. The mirror didn't show his silk robes or his perfectly groomed hair. It showed a surface that looked like a landscape of scars and deep, solid light. In some places, the reflection was dark and cloudy. In others, it was bright and unbreakable. "What is this?" Valerius whispered, terrified. "This is not me. It is the metal of your soul," Aris said. "The dark spots are the parts of your character that have never been tested, the parts where you chose comfort over truth. The bright spots are the adversity you have faced with courage. You wanted a mirror of your greatness, but a mirror can only reflect what has been forged in the fire." Valerius left the forge in silence. He realized that his life had been spent avoiding the hammer of reality. He had plenty of polish, but very little refinement. This parable is a profound healing for anyone going through a hot season in life. When you feel like the world is hitting you with one blow after another, loss, betrayal, or failure, it is easy to feel like you are being destroyed. But what if you are simply on Aris's anvil? The control you seek is not the ability to stay out of the fire. It is the wisdom to trust the tempering. Your character is not what you show on social media. It is the density of your soul after you have survived the heat. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to remove an impurity, to close an internal gap, and to become unbreakable. In the philosophy of Stoicism, we learn that fire is the test of gold, and adversity is the test of strong men. We shouldn't pray for a life without strikes. We should pray for a spirit that can be shaped by them. The healing comes when you stop fighting the process, when you realize that the pain you are feeling is actually the hammer of life removing the brittle parts of your ego. It is making you more solid, more real, and more beautiful. As you go through your day, Look at your challenges through the eyes of the blacksmith. Don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what part of my character is being refined right now? I invite you to embrace your scars. They are the proof that you have been through the fire and didn't melt. They are the marks of a life lived with integrity. You don't need a perfect reflection to be valuable. You need a tempered soul, for in the end, the most beautiful mirror is the one that shows a heart that has been through the forge and come out as pure light.